They thought the wild would be her grave. But that day, the wild showed who the real animals were. Lina was new to St. Brigid's Academy, a quiet girl with soft eyes and a notebook full of drawings. While other kids laughed and played, she spent her days sketching animals: lions, elephants, birds, because animals never judged her silence. But at that school, silence was mistaken for weakness. During lunch, she sat alone, eating quietly, while a group of girls watched her from across the table. Their leader, Mira, smirked and whispered, "Hey, new girl, you ever talk to people? Or just your doodles?" They all laughed. Lina didn't respond. She just lowered her gaze and smiled faintly, pretending their words didn't sting. But deep down, every single laugh cut through her heart. A week later, the teacher announced a field trip to the Savannah Wildlife Reserve. The students cheered, everyone except Lina. She just stared out the window, whispering to herself, "I'll get to see real animals this time." The bus rolled down the dusty road toward the golden fields of Africa. Mira and her friends sat behind Lina, snickering and whispering cruel jokes. One of them tossed a paper ball at her head. "Hey, Lina, think a lion would even notice someone as boring as you?" Lina didn't answer. She just looked out the window and wiped away a tear that no one saw. The world outside seemed so peaceful, but inside that bus, cruelty was alive and laughing. The bus finally stopped. Outside stretched an endless sea of grass, sunlight painting everything gold. Elephants moved slowly in the distance. Zebras grazed in herds, and far away, a pride of lions rested under the shade. The students were amazed. "Whoa, look at that elephant," someone shouted. "Those lions are real," another said. But Mira wasn't looking at the animals. She was looking at Lina. And with a smile that wasn't kind, she whispered to her friends, "Let's make this trip unforgettable for her." They nodded, snickering. When the teacher and ranger stepped off the bus to talk, the bullies made their move. The bus door was unlocked. Mira leaned forward and whispered, "Let us see how brave our little artist is when she meets her heroes up close." Before Lina could react, one of the girls shoved her shoulder. She stumbled. And then came the push. The door slid open. Lina fell forward, straight onto the dusty ground, just a few meters from a huge elephant. The bullies burst out laughing. "Say hi to your new friends," Mira shouted, her voice echoing through the bus. But no one was laughing a few seconds later. Lina froze, her hands trembling as tears streamed down her face. The elephant turned its massive head toward her. For a heartbeat, everything was silent. She whispered softly, "Please." The elephant didn't charge. It didn't roar. Instead, it raised its trunk slowly and gently brushed away the dust near her feet, as if comforting her. Then, a deep growl came from nearby. A lion, resting under a tree, had seen what happened. It stood up, its eyes locked. Not on Lina, but on the bus. Inside, Mira's smile vanished. What's it doing? Why is it looking at us?" she stammered. The lion roared, a sound that shook the ground, and began running straight toward them. Screams filled the air. The bus door slammed shut. Mira slipped, falling backward as chaos erupted. And outside, Lina stood frozen in tears, but completely untouched. The elephant stood guard, and the lions circled around her. Not to harm her, but to protect her. Minutes later, rangers arrived. They found Lina sitting quietly beside the elephant's leg, unharmed, her sketchbook still in her hand. The animals stood around her, peaceful and protective. A ranger whispered, "She's fine." The animals protected her. Not far away, Mira was being carried by rescuers, her clothes torn, her body covered in scratches. She was alive, but terrified. For the first time, she felt what true fear and pain really meant. Lina looked up at the lion watching her from afar. Their eyes met. She smiled softly and whispered, "Thank you for understanding me." The lion blinked once, then turned and walked away into the tall grass. Back at school, everything changed. No one laughed at Lina anymore. Even Mira, bandaged and quiet, couldn't meet her eyes. Lina sat beneath a tree, sketching once again. This time, she drew an elephant and a lion standing together beside a little girl. And beneath it, she wrote, "They understood me when humans didn't. Sometimes, the kindest hearts are guarded by nature itself, because even the wild knows who carries love within them. Be careful who you hurt. If you saw someone being bullied, would you stay silent or stand beside them?" Thanks for watching. If this story moved you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.